Let's do it. Kirk Cousins, Otto Porter, All Star Games, fight hype. You name it. We're talking about it. Nothing is off the table tonight on Toyota Sports Talk.
Live from Newschannel 8, this is Toyota Sports Talk.
I would love to see him stay a Washington Redskin, but I will predict this. If a contract doesn't get done in the next week, I would be very, very surprised if Kirk Cousins was going to be a Redskin in 2018.
Oh my goodness, what just happened? Hello and welcome to Toyota Sports Talk. So if Kirk Cousins isn't the guy in 2018, who is? That's why we bring the people on this show that actually know what they're talking about. So let's go to our questions of the night. And guess what? There are no questions of the night. It's Freeform Friday. Cousins, Otto Porter, Mayweather, McGregor, ESPYs, whatever. All-Star games. What do you like? Who has the best All-Star game? Hockey, basketball, baseball, football. To me, they're all garbage. That's just my opinion. But anyway, bringing in the man who knows a lot, Mark, 50 Shades Gray, ShadowLeague.com, also HSRN, 703-387-1020. Hit us up. Let us know what you think. What do you want to talk about first?
Afro-American newspaper. No, also, best All-Star game. Major League Baseball stepped up this year.
Really?
Man, the home run derby? Come on, man. How could you not like that?
All right, so look, let's talk about that later.
Extra inning home run to win it? What more do you want?
Let's start with Kirk Cousins. You just heard Joe say, hey, if Kirk Cousins doesn't get a deal done now, the Redskins and Kirk Cousins, he won't be the guy in 2018.
Yeah, well,
you think so?
They'll overpay him for one more year because of the mismanagement. And then what you're going to do, you can't let him walk for nothing. Even if you're forced into a marriage that you got to stay into that you don't want to be around, you're going to have to keep him because you did wrong by him. I mean, the organization is the cheating spouse in this particular instance. So it will be, despite having to overpay, cheaper to keep him because, I mean, what a just mockery of front office inefficiency, man. It's crazy what's going on with this thing, and I don't know why there have to be so many egos involved, apparently, with regards to paying a guy that even if you have to overpay him these days, he's certainly worth what the market will bear. And we've seen Otto Porter, as an example, get a contract that would be, by all standards, something that's overpaid based upon the market or his productivity, but he's getting what the market will bear.
Exactly.
Hey, look, in the words of Deion Sanders, noted capitalist and sports philosopher, pay the man. Give him the money. You know, he may not have won the big game, but you got to give him the money. And I was thinking on the way over here, in many respects, he's Matt Ryan before last year. Kirk Cousins, you look at their numbers, they're comparable. You look at the teams. Heck, prior to last year, Matt Ryan hadn't really made a deep run into the playoffs. He got hot at the right time. He did everything to win the Super Bowl. Too bad he can't play defense.
But, I mean, are we shocked? Are we shocked about this? Are we shocked he hasn't gotten a deal done yet? I mean, are we shocked?
I am, and I'm going to tell you why I'm shocked. Because Doug Williams is the pulse of reason in that front office, and he's a quarterback. So he understands the psychology of a quarterback. And it makes you wonder, do they really value the expertise of a quarterback who understands the fragile psyche of the most important position in all of sports? So how do you not pay the quarterback what he's worth? Now, I know that you can look at the last couple of games and everybody wants to put those losses on him. He doesn't play defense. You know, I don't know what Kirk Cousins has to do anymore to get the money, overpaid or not, than he's worth. You could have signed him a few years ago. That was the mistake of the organization. They had a chance to get him for what amounts to fish heads and rice by football standards, and they blew it. So, you know, you cut bait, you get nothing for him. What are you left with? Nate Sudfeld? Okay. You're hoping that the team is going to be bad so you can draft Sam Darnold?
And no shade to Nate Sudfeld.
No, none at all. I'm not. But I'm saying if you have your choice between Kirk Cousins and Nate Sudfeld going forward, clearly the guy in a division that has Eli, who's on his way out, You've got Dak, who's probably the best quarterback. And the kid in Philly's name escapes me right now.
Not Nick Foles, Sam Bradford.
No. Anyway.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, exactly. You got to sign Kirk Cousins. You have to. You can't just let him walk. And if he does walk, you have to get something for him. So, unfortunately, they made the mistake. They made their bed. They have to lay in it.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Kevin is in Temple Hills. Kevin, what's up, man? Kevin, you here?
No, Kevin?
Oh, no, Kevin. All right, so let's move on from football to All-Star games. Now, which All-Star game do you like? I don't like any of them.
I like the basketball All-Star game. People can always talk about how players don't play hard and all of that. It's an All-Star game. If it's 160 to 158, I think it's great because basketball is supposed to be a free-flowing, open exhibition. I think hockey has gotten too gimmicky with the 3-on-3 and the 4-on-4 and all that kind of stuff. Football is just a travesty. It's just it's one of those things where if you got a sweet tooth, and you just need you need to binge at night on a whole bunch of chocolate. I guess that's what it is. And then you got Major League Baseball, which stepped up this year.
You think so?
Yeah, I would like to add I would change the format, though, to what they do with the Futures game. I'd like to see the U.S. stars go against the world stars. And in that way, you could get rid of the convoluted World Baseball Classic. But other than that, the home run derby and the format, it moves quicker now.
I like that. And by the way, this kid, Aaron Judge, is a monster.
He's that dude.
Dude is a monster.
So if you check out the Shadow League podcast, clever segue into shameless plug time, I might add, which is posted now on a computer near you. I talk about that with Fox Sports' Rob Parker. And I just like the way that they did it. They sped up the format, and Aaron Judge is that guy, at least for right now. He plays in New York. He's a 6'8", 280-pound former tight end who hits the ball a mile. This is a guy that's going to flirt with the Triple Crown this year, and he plays for the Yankees.
Oh, gosh.
If you project an upside, and I'm by no means a Yankee fan, you can't be a Yankee fan if you're a card-carrying Orioles apologist. You hate the Yankees, but it's much like Jeter. You had to respect the greatness of Jeter. And I know we're getting too far ahead of ourselves when you start saying he might be the heir apparent to Derek Jeter. But Derek Jeter didn't hit home runs. He's 5th all-time, I believe, on the hits list in Major League Baseball history. But the fact that Aaron Judge hits titanic home runs, he's got power to all fields. It's a short ballpark in New York right now. This guy could hit 500, 600 home runs. They win 3 or 4 championships. He becomes the face of the game. So in this weekend alone, he's eclipsed Mike Trout. He's eclipsed Bryce Harper. He is that dude in baseball right now. He's that dude. Whether he can sustain, we don't know. But he's that guy. That's the dude I want to see. He's must-see TV when he comes to the plate.
All right. Keith is in Herndon. Keith, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to talk about the NFL Pro Bowl with regard to All-Star games. I think that's definitely the biggest joke of all of them. The players don't take it seriously. Them playing another actual game just poses a bunch of injury risks for them. I think the players should just be named to the Pro Bowl teams, maybe send them to Hawaii, but don't actually play a game, just do contests. And like the QB competitions, receiver stuff like that, but don't play an actual game.
All right. Well, and Keith, thank you so much for calling.
Hey, don't play an actual game.
Look, right, exactly. If I had to rank the All-Star games from top to bottom, I think with all of them being terrible, I think the least terrible is probably the NBA All-Star game. Because there's still high-flying action.
But I don't understand why the NBA All-Star Game is terrible. What do you want, a playoff-level intensity and
you know what? We're going to continue this conversation on the other side of the break. So these athletes don't break their legs in the All-Star games because they don't play hard at all. I want more, Mark. I want more.
You are a millennial curmudgeon already. Already.
Welcome back. Freeform Friday. Cousins, Otto Porter, Mayweather versus McGregor. That circus. And then the ESPYs. What do you think about it? Mark doesn't like it. Also, All Star Games. Which one do you like? Which ones do you hate?
Can we expand that to award shows?
The ESPYs.
25th anniversary was a downer, man.
And you didn't like it?
No, because I'm old school ESPY fan. I mean, you know, in the interest of full disclosure, I used to work at the Worldwide Leader, and that was one of the things that you used to look forward to was the ESPYs. And to me, one of the funniest ESPYs ever that was so uncritically acclaimed was when Jamie Foxx hosted.
Oh God!
And it was hilarious.
Oh man, but it's not fair, man. You talk about Jamie Foxx. You can't compare
but people critically disrespected him, and they're lauding Peyton Manning, and I'm like, maybe I'm watching the ESPYs through a different prism, but Mr. Cut That Meat did not cut it as an ESPY host.
Peyton wasn't bad. He wasn't that good. Bad. He wasn't amazing.
He wasn't worthy of the 25th anniversary. You were supposed to blow out the budget. You were supposed to get somebody that was extremely funny.
So who would you like at 25th anniversary?
Oh man, that's a very good question.
I wouldn't mind Jamie.
Exactly.
I wouldn't mind Jamie coming back.
Hey, Dave Chappelle, why not?
Dave Chappelle's not bad.
That would have been it for me right there.
Jamie was the one who did the tennis ball with the Serena Williams
My
thing, right?
thing was Coach Do Dirty. That was the one that got me. Remember that? You know, when you can have something that stands the test of time and you remember it,
right?
Then you know you've been. I didn't have and even the emotional stuff.
Right.
Didn't have the great highlight to me. I guess it was Michelle Obama and tossed into the emotional set. I still feel bad for Chris Berman.
Yeah, and Michelle Obama, she will always be a highlight.
And she looked beautiful.
No matter what's going on.
Absolutely beautiful.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Charlene is in King George. Charlene, what's up? You want to talk Mayweather-McGregor?
Yes, I think Floyd Mayweather can handle McGregor, so I think he should just take his $55 million that he's going to put up to fight this guy. I think he can handle him.
Yeah, okay. Well, and I think he can handle him too because they're boxing. They're not doing MMA anyway, so.
Well, if it becomes a wrestling match and Floyd's not able to use his defense, then I think McGregor has the advantage. But I don't think McGregor is going to be able to hit Floyd. He's so defensively superior. Yeah. His hand speed, I think, is going to be too much. But this whole, you know, I knew when they went on this junket,
yeah,
it was going to be a little off the chart.
This is getting out of hand.
The race thing and both those guys, you don't have to play the race card. You don't have to play, you know, the anti-sexual preference cards that are going on right now. I think that Dana White and the folks at Showtime ought to be ashamed for selling out to sell a fight that's going to sell itself. It's disrespectful on a variety of different levels. And to me, I can see a big-time fracas, for lack of a better term, that's going to jump off in Vegas when you consider you're going to have the gangsters from NoCal and SoCal interacting with a bunch of guys who are liquored up from Ireland.
Oh, God.
It's a recipe for disaster.
Oh,
and that concerns me because in many of the Mayweather fights, his fans have tendency to you know, not comport themselves like mature
so tell me this.
fans.
Tell me this. Do you think, because we had a young boxer in here last night, Sam Crossett, he says, look, this is all fun and games. McGregor and Mayweather are probably backstage shaking hands, smiling at each other, saying, hey, everybody's eating this up. We're doing a great job on this press junket. But what do you think, though? You think this is real animosity, these two going at each other?
Even if it's fake animosity, it's off the charts, and that's why I would hold Dana White and Steven Espinosa accountable for what's going on here. And you have to call the people out, and even, I've had, opportunity to talk to a lot of these people that are promoting this fight through the Shadow League podcast, and they know better than this. You don't have to sell these two personalities by playing race cards, by playing, the homophobic slur card. You know, if you want to take it personal, I get it, but stop with that. We all know that great fights are often defined by serious animus between the opponents. You don't have to play these negative imagery type of verbiage that's going on there right now. And dial it back. I'm not saying you got to be, pristine and uppity, but where they're going right now is disrespectful. And in the climate that we're in this country right now, we don't need that. We don't need that at all.
We're going to go to break. More of your calls, 703-387-1020. Call us. Freeform Friday. Talk about what you want to talk about. Mark Gray has the blazer with the T-shirt on today.
And representing for the Nats.
DC. Freeform Friday. Cousins, Otto Porter, Mayweather, McGregor. Little flow right there.
I like it.
A little flow right there. Give us a call, 703-387-1020. Let's go back.
The only thing missing are the Twinkies.
Oh, you saw that episode.
Man.
That was.
How does Schaefer get Twinkies and I don't?
That was embarrassing. You know what? Next 4th of July, we're bringing you on then. All right, Kevin is in Temple Hills. Kevin, what's up, man? Kevin, this is twice we've tried to holler at Kevin. Our producer just said Kevin is banned from the show. He can't call anymore.
No, don't ban him. Just designate him for assignment.
Dave is in Crofton. Dave, what's up?
Hey, I just want to say, Mark, the ESPYs, I think Peyton Manning did a darn good job, and I think ESPN needed that performance from him the other night. You talk about Jamie Foxx. Come on, man. He's nothing to do with sports. I mean, ESPN needs that. When you look at the quality of the programming, what's going on at ESPN, it's going downhill, man.
And this was,
he's right about that.
By ESPY standards, was rock bottom.
Yeah. I mean, he's right about.
I'm not pulling no race card or nothing black or white, but it's, you know what I'm saying?
Neither am I.
Look at 6 o'clock on ESPN. Those two fools that are on there. I'm not saying fools, but it's different nowadays. It's not as good as it once was with Chris Berman. I mean, they fired a lot of good people. Trent Dilfer. I'll tell you a good guy, though, is Hermie Edwards. I love Hermie Edwards. He is a great analysis.
Yeah, but this is supposed to be, when they created ESPN, these were supposed to be the American Sports Awards, and the sports thing was supposed to be entertaining. I didn't find Peyton Manning entertaining.
Oh, I did.
I didn't think the writing of the open segments in the script, I didn't think that the people who wrote his material did a good job. He did the best.
Well, they did write the material. You could see that, and Kevin Durant didn't like what he said, but still, I mean, Peyton Manning, he is good on his commercials. He's a good ambassador to the NFL.
Now, his nationwide commercial was good.
He's a good person, and I really, I'm a Cowboy fan, but, I'm a football fan, and I think Peyton Manning is a good part of the game that's gone by us, and I think he did a good job, and whoever they choose next year, I'm just saying ESPN needs to get their act together a little bit.
Well, you know what?
He could have brought Dennis Miller in.
And Dave, Dennis would have worked.
Exactly.
And Dave, thank you so much for calling. But here's my question. Do you think because Peyton Manning isn't Jamie Foxx, you think the writing of his jokes were a little taken down some?
I just don't think it was a quality production behind the scenes. And I think when you spend so much money on rights fees for the Longhorn Network and the SEC Network and the NFL, at some point you lose the creative integrity of the entertainment side of what you're trying to accomplish. And they let me down from an entertainment standpoint. I wasn't entertained.
Again, I'm not saying Peyton was great, but he wasn't bad. He wasn't terrible.
Scale, he maxed out to me at 1.5.
On a scale, 5 being the best.
And 1 being
1.5.
not CTV.
I would give Peyton a 3. I would give Peyton a 3. 3.5 maybe.
1.5. It wasn't a good night for Peyton. It was like the Super Bowl against the Seahawks. It started with a fumble and went down from there.
All right, so what haven't we talked about tonight? We've talked about Otto Porter, not really in depth though, $106 million over 4 years. Do you like this? Oh, goodness gracious, Mark.
I don't, but it's what the market would bear, and you know where I was from the last time I was here. I wanted him to play good so that we could trade for Paul Pierce. Mm-hmm. Now you got Otto Porter, and I'm just thinking that it takes the team above the luxury tax. Mm-hmm. It doesn't allow you to go out and get another difference maker, because now he has to step up and be that dude. And we all know that you have to have a wing player that is dynamic in the league if you're going to get to the next level when it comes to winning a championship. He has to become that dude. He can no longer get hurt. He's got to step his game up offensively. He's got to become more aggressive and consistent on the inside, getting rebounds and doing the little things. I think he has it in him. I just wonder, can he do it consistently? Most important, I wonder, can he stay healthy?
All right. We'll be right back. Final thoughts. I got a question for you in this last block, too. Right. I'll give you time to think about it. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're going to wrap things up. Question for you, Mark. Big three. You want to win a title right now. Your big three. Who are you taking? Only one MVP.
Well, my MVP, #1 pick, Kevin Durant.
Right.
I like Mike Conley, the Memphis point guard, just because of the way he calmly directs the offense and never seems to lose his composure on the floor.
And then your big man?
Anthony Davis.
That's a solid big
inside,
three.
outside, man. Let's game.
All right.
Take him to the big three.
Hey,
we win it now.
LeBron, AD, and who's my third? Screw it.